passports to criminals, and that these diplomatic passports are being sold for cash under the table. The government has also stated categorically and repeatedly that Rudolph King was never appointed ambassador to Bahrain and has never held a Dominica passport. This was the most damaging aspect of your presentation on 60 Minutes, and you have provided absolutely no proof of these assertions. It is telling that you would discuss the details of diplomatic passports on a 60 Minutes program focused on CBI, knowing full well that one has nothing to do with the other. Your intent to further your agenda at the expense of your country's reputation for political gain is clear. Lennox. Since Roosevelt Scarrett became Prime Minister in 2004, Dominica diplomatic passports have been traded under the table to scoundrels, fugitives, tax cheats, fraudsters, money launderers, and racketeers. Fact. Again, there is no evidence of under-the-table trading. That is your speculation. What is beyond speculation, however, and the best example I have researched of selling passports to criminals under the citizenship program and delivering a passport by mail and receiving money for so doing was before Roosevelt Scarrett came to office. Will you care to educate me and the public, Lennox, on the case of international fugitive Christopher Skase? Lennox. Under that criminal enterprise, the Citizenship by Investment program has been mismanaged and corrupted to become primarily a source of funding for Labour Party theft of elections and wealth creation for a chosen few. Fact, there is no evidence that the public is aware of to suggest misuse of funds under CBI. From everything I have seen and read and understand of the program, I have no reason to suspect misuse of funds. It in fact appears to be a very well-managed program. I suggest you refer to pages 32 to 37 of the last budget, which goes into great details about inflows and outflows from the program. finance.gov.dm/index.php/budget/budget addresses/file/24 budget address 2016-2017, building a more resilient Dominica. It shows on page 34 the balance of funds held at NBD and RBC. The details of expenditure are shown on page 35 and 36. $8.7 million to NEP, $14 million to infrastructure works at Douglas Charles, etc. It's all there. If you have evidence of misuse of CBI funds, please produce it. By making such an allegation, you are accusing senior public servants in the Ministry of Finance of collaborating with the politicians to siphon off or steal public funds. Is this what you are suggesting? Lennox. Have exposed the extent to which, in protection of your tourism profits and windfall passport money. Fact, I have not received $1 of windfall passport money, as you put it. While I am seeking approval for my development under CBI, the development is not CBI dependent, and it is not at this time operating under CBI as approval to date has not been granted. And yes, I am a businessman and hotelier, and I will always act to protect my business and the industry at large. Lennox, like you, I would never deliberately go onto a world stage and air what I consider to be my perception of our nation's dirty laundry. And to be clear, I did no such thing on 60 Minutes. Fact, you clearly did such a thing by likening our CBI application process to mail order, by discussing in detail the topic of diplomatic passports, and by stating as facts that diplomatic passports are sold for cash. I would suggest a return to investigative journalism, but even in that field, your obsession with assumptions over facts led you to the wrong side of a Privy Council judgment. I thought you would have learned from that. Instead, you willingly engage in the same recklessness, but this time on an international stage to the detriment of our country. You are right, Lennox. My head may well be buried in the sand, but I prefer to err on the side of naivete rather than err on the side of assumptions, speculation, and innuendo. We may all have concerns about CBI, but is it correct to state assumptions as facts to justify those concerns? I believe that all citizens, including myself, want a strong democracy, good governance, full accountability, transparency, and an effective opposition, so that the country progresses to the benefit of all Dominicans. Peddling assumptions as fact greatly undermines all of this. That said, our government should have been and needs to be far more proactive in public outreach and education on a topic as sensitive and controversial as CBI. Like my position on Salisbury, my position on your appearance on 60 Minutes is not personal or political. It is born out of conviction. In my opinion, your appearance on 60 Minutes was opportunistic and born out of personal and political ambition, which was very unfortunately to the detriment of Dominica. Your negative spin was neither necessary nor truthful. Finally, I would be happy to engage you in another game of Scrabble on a morning talk show where we can review these points and confirm what is assumption and what is fact. And I wish you and your family the very best of everything: health, happiness, and prosperity in 2017. Grego Nassif.
I know whether you are eager to find out. I know you are. Whether Lennox Linton will take that open bait there and come play a game of Scrabble right here with Grego Nassif. Grego Nassif. I'll be talking to Lennox Linton in a minute. Sit tight. I know Lennox has been receiving some advice there over the past 24 hours.
All your shopping needs at the best prices in Dominica. Shop at S-Mart. Shop smart at S-Mart.
Shop smart at S-Mart.
Give me some lotto. Oh, my favorite snacks.
Shop smart at S-Mart.
I get a top-up flow and digital.
Shop smart at S-Mart.
Sunday to Sunday.
Open on holidays.
Shop smart at S-Mart.
So much fresh fruit and produce.
Good quality service. Unlimited parking. All the best products at S-Mart. You get the best prices.
Shop smart at S-Mart.
For great prices and unlimited parking.
Entrance and exit on both Goodwin Road and Rawls Avenue. Open 7 days a week. Call 448-2340. Shop smart at S-Mart.
S-Mart.
Dear Lennox.
Everybody is tuned into the radio locked at this time on the big station. Lennox Linton is with me at this time, of course, on the telephone. Mr. Lennox Linton, you have been invited to play a game of Scrabble here and discuss CBI with Grego Nassif. So the invitation came from Grego Nassif for that, of course, debate, if you will. Good morning to you, Lennox.
Good morning, Matt Peltier. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm here. Observing, they say, observing.
Yeah, good morning to the people of Concord and Margaret, the people of Dominica, our brothers and sisters at home and abroad. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you, Lennox. Thank you.
Where do we begin?
let me just ask the question here. You've been invited, and that invitation came since yesterday, and of course we saw this in this response to your letter yesterday. Are you prepared, Lennox Linton, to take on Mr. Grego Nassif in a debate on national radio?
Well, first of all, man, let's put something in perspective here. I was on the road yesterday morning on my way to an engagement at the Northeast Comprehensive Secondary.
Uh-huh.
So I did not hear the exchange between yourself and Grego Nassif, in which as I understand it, because I got a copy of the program later, and I understood from that you were inviting Gregor Nassif to come on Q95.
I was.
You did, right?
Yes, I did.
And he made his appearance on Q95 conditional on my appearing alongside him. That's correct?
That's a fact.
Later in the day, another letter was issued by Gregor to me in the open media, basically regurgitating and expanding on his elaborate defense of Roosevelt Skerrit and the government of Dominica.
That is correct.
I noticed some references to the budget statement. I responded to the budget statement in July. And I dealt in my response to some of the very same matters that we're talking about now. Mr. Nassif doesn't seem to know that I responded to the budget for 2 hours in the Parliament. But he knows every detail that must be regurgitated from the budget in his defense of Roosevelt Skerrit. So it is clear from what we have read from Mr. Nassif in his first open letter and his second open letter that he is an apologist for Roosevelt Skerrit. He is a surrogate, as we would say. He is a proxy for Roosevelt Skerrit. I don't mind debating this issue of the citizenship by investment. I don't mind debating the issue of the under-the-table sale of Dominica diplomatic passports, because I have a lot to say about that. And people who are interested in more and interested in understanding what has gone on over the years, they can go to my Facebook page. There is an explanation of much of what we have discussed over the years but have forgotten. Yesterday, I took my time and I went back through that record so that people have a clearer understanding what we're talking about. So I have no issue with debating either citizenship by investment or the whole question of the sale, under the table sale of diplomatic passports to what CBS describes as dodgy diplomats. But as the representative of the people of Marigot in the Parliament, and as the leader of the parliamentary opposition, I will have that debate with Roosevelt Skerrit and whichever proxy he chooses to help him, whether it be Gregor Nassif and anybody else. So all of the surrogates who have been in the past week slamming Lennox Linton left, right, and center, calling him traitor, calling him all kinds of names, suggesting he's stupid, he doesn't know what he's doing. All of those who took objection to my appearance on CBS, and of course, Gregor objects to my appearance on CBS as though that was a matter under his control, that he could dictate to me whether or not I went to CBS and what I said on CBS, whether I lied or told the truth. And all of them can join Roosevelt Skerrit when he appears in the debate with me, but he is the person who must come to the debate. Gregor cannot, as a proxy of Roosevelt Skerrit, decide that the only way he's coming on Q95 to talk about this is if I appear alongside him. No, I will come to the debate with Roosevelt Skerrit, and Roosevelt Skerrit can bring whichever proxy, how many other proxies, whichever surrogate, how many of them you'd like to bring along to help him. I am capable of standing alone, and I want the debate. But it's not going to be a debate with Gregor Nassif, because Gregor Nassif is a proxy for Skerrit. And rather than the proxy coming to the public and insisting, I want to debate the opposition leader, no. Arrange for the opposition leader to debate the Prime Minister, and you, the proxy, can come along with the Prime Minister if you so desire.
So, yes, that seems fair.
So you think you can set that up, Matt?
I'm going to try my very best, and I'll talk to Mr. I'm sure. What's that?
A debate between the Prime Minister of the country and the leader of the opposition on matters of importance to the Commonwealth of Dominica, namely the citizenship by investment program and the under-the-table sale of Dominica diplomatic passports since 2004. We can have that debate, but that debate is going to be between the leader of the opposition and the Prime Minister of Dominica. And the leader of the opposition, who is capable of standing alone, has no problem if the Prime Minister wishes to enlist the help of all of his surrogates. If you don't have enough space in Q95, I'm sure Gregor Nassif can arrange the conference room at Fort Young Hotel, where there'll be a lot of space for the surrogates to stand or sit, and Lennox Linton to face them and debate the matter of economic citizenship or citizenship by investment in Dominica.
So just you alone.
I am ready. Me alone. I'm ready. Set it up. I'm ready. Anytime you're ready. But I'm not going to sit down with Gregor Nassif on this matter as a proxy for Roosevelt Skerrit. It's not going to happen.
Thank you very much, Lennox Linton there. Of course, setting his own conditions, Mr. Gregor Nassif. I'm hoping you can organize. If Q95 is too small, we can take it, according to Lennox Linton, to the Fort Young Hotel and its conference room. It's 8:28 in the morning. This is Q95. Talk to me.
My first person, that is almost the very same thing I told you yesterday when you attempted to take umbrage with me. I did tell you, and pay the tape, for people to hear. I did tell you debate should center around Roosevelt Skerrit we voted for and Lennox Linton we voted for. And I also told you Nassif should go to CBS and debate them. That is the thing I said to you yesterday, and Lennox is basically reiterating the same thing. I see no reason why Nassif should come and debate Linton when nobody voted for Nassif.
So you agree with Mr. Lennox Linton totally?
It must be Lennox Linton and Roosevelt Skerrit. These are the people we voted for in Dominica,
But Mr. Linton is also saying, if you want, you can take a few other of your, proxies along.
Yeah, you can bring Nassif to anybody else, but Roosevelt Skerrit must stop there. That's what I said to you yesterday, and you attempted to take an umbrage with me. So Lennox is absolutely right. Nassif and Skerrit can come, or whoever, Astafan can come. But Skerrit must be there.
All right, caller, thank you very much. 8:29, this is Q95.
Matt, morning to you and your listeners.
Morning to you, sir.
Lennox Linton is a diplomat. Lennox Linton is the leader of the opposition. Mr. Skerrit is the one that is selling passport. When Lennox went on CBI, he was invited. Mr. Skerrit was invited and he turned it down. Why operatives of the Labour Party trying now to try and see how they can pace up what Mr. Skerrit is doing? And Lennox is right. Go head to head with the leader of the opposition. Mr. Skerrit, if you say he's a man, go head to head. He will not go. He will use those people that benefiting from the passport money to come and try and attack Lennox. That is what they're doing, When you hear them talking like that, is just look around Dominica and see who are the big people. Just look around Dominica and see who is benefiting from passport. Mr. Gregor doesn't know that Susan Oldie bought a diplomatic passport. And when we asked the question, it was told by Tony Astafan, an operative of the Labour Party, that how many times must Mr. Skerrit say it went into the campaign of the Labour Party? Where was Mr. Gregor to call Skerrit and to tell him you cannot do that because that is the resources of the country? He sat there silent. Passport money going in DCP now, he opening his mouth because they're going to benefit from that. I stand with Lennox Linton, and that is a man among men.
Thank you. Hello, it's 8:31. Hello, talk to me.
Good morning, Matt.
Yes.
Good men think alike. I was calling you, off here to tell you that Gregor is in no position to have any debate with Lennox. And I concur with Lennox.
Caller, thank you very much. 8:31. Telephones, as usual, going crazy. Talk to me.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
The people of Margot are proud of Mr. Linton, and we stand behind him. Go, Mr. Linton, go. We will support you.
Mr. Skerrit, here's an open invitation to debate the CBI program, passport selling program. Come forward and talk to the people. Hello, talk to me.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, Lennox chicken out.
As far as you're concerned, what?
Lennox chicken out. That's what just happened.
But don't you think that the Prime Minister should come forward and debate the issues as well?
No, he should debate Gregor.
No, I'm saying, but don't you think that the Prime Minister should come out and do a face-to-face with Lennox Linton on the issue instead of all the accusations flying here, there, and everywhere?
But they can do that in Parliament.
Why can't they do it in a debate?
Where? But is it,
Anywhere of his choice, according to Lennox Linton.
but that's what the Parliament is for.
You're running away from the issue, my brother. Hello, talk to me. Why I always get the feeling that the Prime Minister, is shying away and has always refused, unless not taken on an invitation for a debate with anybody in the past 15 years. Hello.
Yes, good morning, Matt.
How are you doing?
Not bad at all. Matt, I am very proud of our distinguished leader, the Honorable Lennox Linton. Matt, when I heard the gentleman, Mr. Nassif, put his terms and conditions on the debate yesterday, the first thing that came to my mind is I said that I don't expect Lennox to fall for that. And I am so right. Because, Matt, if you notice, these guys are sitting there, they appear to be wielding a lot of power, but none of them will not run. Have you ever seen the name of any one of them on the ballot paper in Dominica? They will not run for public office. Nobody has voted for the gentleman. And I don't think that Lennox should waste his time and go and sit down there. I mean, everybody can see what the role of the gentleman is. These guys are sitting in here in Dominica. All kinds of things are happening. They say nothing. The only time they talk is when something hits their pocketbook. When something affects them directly, then they talk. Other than that, they don't say anything. It would be a waste of time for the distinguished honorable leader of the opposition to go and sit down with this guy. You want a debate? Get the Prime Minister of this country. He's the one we vote for. He's the man in charge. Let him debate the opposition leader. We just saw in the United States. We just saw the debates with Trump and and Hillary Clinton. That is how it's done in the civilized world. So this business of what any little surrogate can want to come up and say, well, I want to debate the opposition leader. Foolishness. Get the two leaders and the nation will sit down and listen.
All right, caller, thank you very much. Matt, them workers, they're mad. They want to crush my PM. Somebody's asking, or, making that comment there on a WhatsApp message. It's 8:35. Hello.
Good morning.
Morning to you, yeah.
I think the Prime Minister should be the one to debate the passport issue, since he's the only one flying all over the world solely to sell his passports. Nobody else. Thank you.
Well, they've been commenting in the past. I know my good friend Hillary Shilliford have made statements to the fact that the AG, Attorney General, have been flown to some of these countries to deliver passports. 8:35 is the morning times. I'm not sure whether it's the Prime Minister alone flying all over the place. Hello, talk to me.
Yes, Matt.
Yes, you're back.
He will not sit down with Lennox because passports sold in Dubai too. Is Lennox that was selling them in Dubai? And he run fast to have a press conference because he feel Lennox not speaking the truth. If Lennox not speaking the truth, go and have a debate with Lennox. But Mr. Scarrett is just wolf in sheep clothing. He's on the media alone. He can talk. He cannot debate. When it comes for the facts, the issues confronting the people of this country, they cannot debate that. All they can do is attack. If you say you're a man, go and debate with Lennox Linton because it's you that's selling those passports.
Thank you very much, Kopal. Bring it on. The Labour acolytes are too rude. That's a WhatsApp message. Hello.
Matt, morning.
To you, sir.
Matt, this man makes me love him more. I believe in this man more. Matt, if I have to vote, I vote him 1,500 times for Lennox Linton, Matt. This is a man. This is the Prime Minister you have to debate. And Lennox told him, bring the Prime Minister and he can come on orders. What a challenge, Matt.
What a challenge there, huh? Well, I don't know the Prime Minister and, of course, his advisors will take the bait here. A very great response from our leader, Mr. Linton. We did not vote for Nassif. Who the hell he think he is? Maybe I'll talk to Mr. Nassif this morning, see if he can organize this debate. And, of course, let me hear what he has to say about the response from Lennox this morning. Hello, talk to me.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning, hello.
In that response of Gregor,
Uh-huh.
he seemed to mention something about Lennox as a journalist, seems to be better off as a journalist.
Yes, he said that too.
Yeah, but you have to remember, when Lennox was a journalist, they called him to come in the ring. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Now, he came in the ring. He's there doing his work on the behalf of the people. They're not answering questions. Skerrit should be the one debating. Nobody put it for Nassif. So if Nassif wants a debate, Nassif must leave the businessman he is and come in the political ring too, like Lennox did the transition from journalist to politician. On another matter, I want you to do a little investigation for me.
Yeah.
There were these people who represented us in the Winter Olympics. It was Angelica and Gary Dissilvestri.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of passport they were carrying? Because they paid for that passport. They actually said they paid for the passports.
I can find that out. I can find that very easy. 838, I'll ask a question on your behalf. 838, hello.
Good morning to my first birthday, sir.
Hey, how are you, sir?
I'm doing well. If my honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit calls himself a man, Tibet Linton, you know, I was one of the first callers in the early elections to say, let them debate. I want my Prime Minister to debate if he calls himself a man. Good morning.
Good morning. Let's go. Morning, Mr. Peltier. Critics may assert that they have seen Lennox in Parliament, so what makes it different as another venue? Morning, Mr. Peltier. Yes, the same thing you say, they're just repeating it. Hello. 839, hello.
Hello, good morning, man.
How you doing, my brother?
I'm doing good, Matt. I'm doing good. And I feel more good when I hear the visionary leader. I think Lennox is one of Dominica's finest. Matt, even if somebody had voted for Nassif, I believe now is leadership time. And Matt, hello, Matt, you with me?
I'm here.
Yes, and the truth is, I have seen the letter sent to Lennox, the open letter by Nassif.
You mean the first or the second?
The first, and it's very disrespectful, Matt. Everybody knows Lennox Linton is the honorable leader of the opposition, the member for Marigot. Dear Lennox, that is like a Massa days. Massa this, Massa that, Massa Nassif, Massa Stafans. Where is the respect? Who does Mr. Nassif think? The Dominican people must remember that the Nassifs make their millions through the poor people of this country selling copra to their father. So they have to respect rural Dominica. Address the man with the leadership he holds, the honorable leader of the opposition, and he's talking of foolishness about debate on the radio. I would turn my back on the United Workers' Party immediately if my leader would stoop down to this hoaxer of the Dominican passport. I support Lennox Linton fully. And he, as I said yesterday, attempted to imply he was referring to political survival. Nassif is not a member of the management committee of the party, the United Workers' Party. Nassif has never heard not one member of the leadership question the judgment of Lennox Linton as party boss in the passport scandal, yet he comes as if they have a monopoly on intelligence. They do not have a monopoly on intelligence. We are fully behind the political leader of the United Workers' Party and opposition leader. We are prepared for Roosevelt Skerrit to come out of hiding and face the opposition leader in the debate in respect to our nationalism and our passport, Matt Peltier. Thank you.
Thank you too. Hello, 841.
Good morning, Matt.
Good morning, sir.
Not only that I have agreed with the leader of the opposition, but I don't think it's going to be a problem for Gregor Nassif now to organize for the Prime Minister and any other surrogate of the Labour Party to come forward to debate with the honorable leader of the opposition. Remember, in Gregor Nassif's open letter, he is actually stating that he agrees more PR should be done, more public relations should be done with respect to CBI. Sam told you the same thing. Vince told you that they missed the opportunity. And remember, when Gregor Nassif said that there should be more PR, he didn't say he didn't have to come and do it. He said he lacked PR by the government, which means that it is making it easier for the Prime Minister to come forward. Mr. Skerrit, I'll tell you something. And Mr. Gregor Nassif do like for us. Contact the Prime Minister. Contact any other surrogate that the leader of the opposition suggested to you. and organize that debate. No longer can no spin on that, because you are agreeing that we need more PR on it, which man the Prime Minister is capable to come and do PR now for the world to hear. Organize it, Mr. Nassif, and you'll be all right. Mr. Leader.
Well, what about somebody suggesting, well, why not in Parliament?
Why not in Parliament? Well, the point is, the leader of the opposition has told you so already, and I've heard the debate. He has actually brought many of the questions forward. He has actually debated that. All what has been said now, and when they say that he went on CBS, all these things have been said in Parliament. But the point is Mr. Nassif now that wants a debate with the leader of the opposition. But it is opposition now suggesting that not only has the debate with you, Mr. Nassif, but any of the Labour Party surrogates, including the Prime Minister. And that is a fair statement. And it is balanced because you know why? It's he who brought that invitation forward.
And somebody suggesting to me there, as the question of Parliament, came up there, that you will not have a match fixer in Parliament. So, of course, the Speaker will not be present. You need somebody independent there.
No, but you cannot have Parliament after the Speaker. Parliament is for Parliament. Parliamentary proceedings is Parliament.
No, I'm saying the person said not in Parliament because you will not have match fixer there. That's what the person is saying.
Exactly. So it's out of the Parliament. So you're right. We are saying the same thing.
All right, caller. Thank you very much. 843. Hello. Are you there, caller? No, you're not. Hello.
Good morning, Matt.
To you, sir.
Good morning, Matt. I'm listening to the debate, Matt. Matt, when a citizen cannot criticize their leaders without fear of retaliation, Matt, democracy is being eroded. Matt, Henley wrote, he says, we are the masters of our faith, the captains of our soul, because we have the power to control our thoughts. He says the mastery of our economic faith lies in our minds, what we are prepared to accept and for how long. Matt, I saw you listen to watch the Golden Globe Award on Sunday, and you heard Meryl Streep slam Donald Trump for mocking a disabled reporter. And she said, disrespect invites disrespect. Violence incites violence. And when the powerful use their position to bully others, we all lose. Matt, this passport issue has been in the air in Dominica for so long. Gregor Nassif is a prominent businessman in Dominica. He has been listening, and you hear all of them come and they talk about where is the evidence? Where is the evidence? Matt, circumstantial evidence, Matt, is evidence not of the actual fact to be true, but of other facts from which that fact may or may not be presumed. Matt, we heard talks of MB Lapsang saying, I'm not quite sure, I have to go to say alleged that he paid $20 million for his passport in FBI investigations. Matt, we heard that Susan Oldie gave $400,000 to the Labour Party, to Roosevelt Skerrit, which later on, Senior Congressman Stefan says, was used in their political campaign. Isn't this evidence? Matt, we heard of Alison Madueke. She was wanted by the Nigerian government. But we hear them talking of evidence and about doing due diligence. Was no due diligence done on Alison Madueke and on Francesco Carrero? So are we really fools in Dominica? Matt, I'm going to bring your mind back to something and tell me if I am right or if I am wrong. Have you noticed the gift card given to Mr. Skerrit by MB Lapsang? Have you seen it on the road since MB Lapsang was arrested?
That's a good question.
Thank you very much, Matt. These are the issues that Mr. Nassif and all them should be looking at. They are the ones. My opinion is that no private individual should benefit from the sales of Dominican passports. Not 1 cent. Every penny should be paid back. And it is a disgrace when the Prime Minister associates our program with the program in America and Canada. No individual, civil servants, government authorities are the ones who sell passports. because they are better placed to sell it. Anytime any private citizen is involved in the sale of diplomatic passport or CBI program, it is corruption to the highest. But have a good day, man.
Have a good day. Matt, we need a level playing field. Parliament is too labor biased. And we need a fair location. Well, that's if the Prime Minister is prepared to debate the opposition leader on this one. 8:47. Caller.
Hello, Matt.
Yes, sir.
Matt, to be a good debater, you need intellect. You need to have a very good command of the Queen's English, the English language. Roosevelt Skerrit has none of this. There is no way you will see him debating anybody. Even when the gentleman tries attempt to read a speech prepared by his surrogates, he has difficulty even in the pronunciation of the words. The guy lacks intellect. You need to be a well-read person, very intelligent, to stand up to a debate. So there is no way that man can stand up against Lennox. Skerrit's command of the English language is very poor. You've listened to him on the radio. He's not an intellectual. That's why you'll never see him debating anybody. He just hasn't got the intellect, Matt.
All right, caller. Thank you very much, Matt. It is clear. That's a WhatsApp message. Okay, I'm just reading a WhatsApp message to you here. Matt, it is clear that the average Dominican is not benefiting from the CBI. An agent recently bought just about 7 prime properties over $1 million each without taking a loan. They are the ones benefiting, not the farmers, fishermen, truckers, bus drivers, port workers, small business owners, and our sportsmen and women, not our house system, not our feeder roads, only the Labour Party creme de la creme. Okay? Somebody's saying just a few benefiting from the passport program. 8:49, hello.
Hey, Matt, correction to that 1 million, 77 properties, 1 million.
Worth over, each property worth over 1 million.
A million and a half.
Yes.
No, Matt, somebody said that Lennox chickening out. And I don't think so because Greg Allen says he wants to debate Lennox. Lennox say, bring the Prime Minister, bring Gregor, and bring anybody else. That's a man that can chicken out when he's asking for more people against he alone. Matt, these things, people need to open their eyes. The Parliament, we know what's going on there. Skerrit never answer questions because Alex Boyd Knight always there. Improper motive. So you know for a fact that he will be hiding behind her skirt. The place for that is Q95, or like Lennox said, let Gregor get the conference center in Fort Young Hotel. That's the place for the debate. Have a good day.
You will be there, won't you?
Oh, yes.
It's 8:50 in the morning here. We're taking a few phone calls and then we'll take a break and come back. Hello.
Matt, good morning.
To you, sir.
Matt, let the record show who is coming on Q95 to defend that program. Let the record show. These people are passport agents. They have to come. It means everything to them. They are getting...
I'm not sure Mr. Nassif is a passport agent, though.
Okay, well, Matt, trust me, Matt. We are hearing from... What's the other gentleman's name from Jungle Bay?
Sam Raphael.
Yes, Sam Raphael. We heard from him. Even if Roosevelt Skerrit blasted him, some time ago. Roosevelt Skerrit said he got money from the UWP when they had the CBI program and that he wasn't paying it back. And he responded that he went to pay it and there was no structure in place to pay it back. We don't know what happened after that. Apparently he did pay it back and Roosevelt Skerrit was happy. And now Roosevelt Skerrit is giving him more money and pass.
That's what you are, assuming, my friend. Morning, Matt. Mr. Skerrit is the only leader in the world who is afraid to debate anyone, anytime, on any subject. Now is his time to prove if he is made of steel. Thank you very much. 8:51. I'm going to try my very best to get in touch with Mr. Nassif this morning to see if he'll take on that invitation and maybe get in touch or invite Mr. Skerrit along in that debate. Hello, talk to me.
Matt, good morning.
Yes.
I call Matt. Matt, great minds think alike. Two things. Matt, I was saying the exact same thing that Lennox should have done. Ask for Roosevelt Skerrit to come. Matt, the second thing I would like to say, I would like all Dominicans who have voters list, check to see if Gregor and his brothers' names are on the voters list. Check that, because I'm sure they have never voted, Matt. Good morning.
Good morning. 8:52 is the morning time. Hello.
Good morning, Matt.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Matt, it's unfortunate, and very sad that all the Labour Party supporters and cronies are criticizing Mr. Linton for bringing out the truth, for educating Dominicans on what the Labour Party and Roosevelt Skerrit is doing with Dominica Passport that is not transparent and Dominicans are not being, and none of them are criticizing the actual person, Mr. Skerrit, for doing the wrong thing. They're criticizing Lennox for bringing out the truth, but they're not criticizing the perpetrator for doing the wrong thing. That's very, very, very sad.
All right, more telephone calls coming in at 8:53.
Good morning to you and all the listeners.
Yes, caller.
And peaceful day. Due respect to Honorable Mr. Linton, thank you, sir, for standing up as a real man. Who are they taking Honorable Lennox Linton for? Do they think that he's a little hungry boy that does not have recess to go to school? Give the man his respect. And Honorable Lennox, please do not reply anybody who write you any letter that is out of government. You are a parliamentman, an honorable man. Stand if honorable people do not they are disrespectful. Why he don't write the letter to Skerrit instead and talk about all the wrong things he do? Why didn't he go to the conference? If honorable Skerrit had gone, you would not have gone. Thank you very much. Stand up as a real man and make them see you're not no little boy that do have no recess. Thank you very much.
Play loud, play bold, enjoy flexibility and best value from Digicel Play's new TV and broadband bundles from as low as $89. With Play Fast, enjoy 32 video channels. Play Loud gives you 46 video channels. And just Play Bold, 98 video channels. All bundles come with 50 music channels, 8 radio channels, and 8 megs internet. Choose the bundle that's right for you. Sign up today. Get free connection, free installation and setup box, or sign up for our TV only offer from as low as $25. Call 616-1700 for details.
For all your shopping needs at the best prices in Dominica, shop at S-Mart. Shop smart at S-Mart.
Shop smart at S-Mart. Give me some Lotto.
All my favorite
Shop
snacks.
smart at S-Mart. I get a top-up flow and digital. Shop smart at S-Mart.
Sunday to Sunday.
Open on holidays. Shop smart at S-Mart. So much fresh fruit and produce.
Good quality service. Unlimited parking. All the best products at S-Mart. You get the best prices.
Shop smart at S-Mart for great prices and unlimited parking. Entrance and exit on both Goodwin Road and Rawls Avenue. Open 7 days a week. Call 448-2340. Shop smart at S-Mart.
Smart.
Somebody says, Matt, Mr. Skerrit will hide under the skirt of the speaker. They can have it in Parliament or in the Parliament building, but without the speaker. Well, I guess we are assuming at this time that the Prime Minister is going to, of course, accept that invitation there. Let me see what Mr. Nassif has to say. We'll take a break. We'll come back.
Free talk, more data, Digicel. Experience the all-new Digicel Talk and Data plan. Get more data with unlimited talk right now with Digicel. Get 500 megabytes of data with free talk for 7 days for only $25. Now you can enjoy data with free talk. Yes, talk and data plans that cater to your needs. Now at Digicel. Digicel terms and conditions apply. Digicel, be extraordinary.
Time to sleep, darling.
Dad, are there any monsters under the bed?
Not while I'm here. You're safe and sound.
Feeling cared for, protected, and secure. It's a feeling that every Massey United Insurance customer knows. After all, they're in the same safe hands. protected by our financial strength, stability, and experience, and cared for by our team. Now, all our customers are even more secure with the sound strength of Massey. It's a great feeling. Massey United Insurance. To learn more, contact our agents, J.B. Charles and Company Limited at 448-2876, CAM Dupini Inc. at 448-3012, and L.A. Dupini and Company Limited at 448-2310.
Calypso lovers, carnival enthusiasts, this Saturday, January 48th, 30 p.m. Look out for the grand opening of the Kaiso Institution. Stardom Dance.
I love this country, and this country loves me.
The Stardom Tent, the Stardom Tent, the Stardom Tent this Saturday at a new home, at a new venue. The Strip in Lale Coco, Lubia Highway.
If you know of any journalist creating war instead of peace,
the grand opening of the Stardom Tent this Saturday.
I'll report it.
Calypso lovers, carnival enthusiasts, this Saturday, January 48th, 30 p.m. Look out for the grand opening of the Kaiso Institution. Stardom Dance.
I love this country, and this country loves me.
The Stardom Tent, the Stardom Tent, the Stardom Tent this Saturday at a new home, at a new venue. The Strip in Lale Coco, Lubia Highway.
If you know of any journalist creating war instead of peace,
the grand opening of the Stardom Tent this Saturday.
Okay, more telephone calls coming in. We'll be talking to the farmers later in the hour. I haven't heard them for a while. Hello, talk to me.
Mr. Belter, blessings to you, sir.
My brother, how you doing?
In the interest of time and in the interest of units, Matt. Matt, maybe when I talk, maybe I'm so dumb, I don't even know what I'm saying, but it seems like it makes sense to me. I don't know if it's to others. I said the power of perception, and I listened to the brother talk about circumstantial evidence. You can be arrested on circumstantial evidence. So perception is reality, because you could perceive things. And those who I talk about, the perceived projection of belief, the person that is projecting that belief out there, and the person that is receiving, or the person that is transmitting the belief out there, and the person that is receiving. You know how powerful that can be? And you're talking about CBS, you're talking about the Homeland Security people. So now trying to discredit Lennox now. If Gregor Nassif come into play, perfect distraction and creating the perception again and the transmission, the perceived transmission of information of belief again. This little psychological ploy is just to throw the people off. Now Skerritt is out of the picture and it's Gregor Nassif. Thank you, Linton. My brother, I was saying, if you take on that thing, I would come out publicly and let you have it, Mr. Linton. Who voted for Gregor, as everybody's saying? These people feel threatened, and then they come out with everything to try to make people believe Linton is less than, credible or truthful. They are everything. And the same perception again. They are successful businessmen. They are big surnames. They are not black people. So guess what? Every little person from every nook and cranny watching them to be respectable and successful business people and not black people like them because we don't like one another. going to believe any nonsense they put out there. So really and truly, let Skerrit come out. He will not. I know the brother. And when somebody say Skerrit is not articulate, well, you can't refer to a doctor like that, my brother. The man is a big doctor. Respect the man. Matt, you there with me?
I'm following, yes.
Being a little sarcastic, but at the same time, Matt, it is what it is. And I'm saying perception is reality. Because somebody can perceive something about you, Matt, and kill you even after they find out you're innocent. Perception, the power of perception. And let Dominicans sit still, you know. Master days are done. Think again. Thank you.
Hello, talk to me here. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Morning to you.
How are you doing? I'm calling all the way from Antigua.
Are you calling all the way from Antigua? Good.
You're not going to detect a Dominican accent in my voice. However, what validates me to call into your program is that I'm married to a Dominican, so I'm a Dominican by adoption, you understand?
Okay.
Now, I've been following this situation, and I think one of the most overlooked issues in this entire ordeal is that Mr. Gregor is being quite disrespectful to the member of opposition. Now, he's the leader of opposition, and you've chosen to write an open letter to him, which is fine. Anybody can write an open letter to anybody. All right? And he has chosen to respond. But for you as a regular citizen to call out the leader of the opposition and challenge them to a debate, that is without merit. That is disrespectful, and it's disrespectful to the highest level. Now, I totally understand and agree where Mr. Linton is saying he will debate whoever as long as the Prime Minister is present, because the Prime Minister has made it clear that he was not supportive of Lennox going on to the CBS show. Now, let me explain this to you, right, Matt, which you probably know already. This issue that Dominican diplomatic passport was in the hands of criminals. It was a situation that was dealt with globally. The entire world knows about it. It's not just Dominicans. So if Lennox chose to address the situation where the entire world could have access to what he is saying and his thoughts and the thoughts of his party, how could we wrong him for that? He made a very valid point on that CBS program where he was asked what the Prime Minister has to say about all this, and his response was, the Prime Minister does not answer questions like these. And the point is, he is validated in what he said because the Prime Minister clearly is failing to step up to the plate and say to the Dominican people, this is exactly how the program is working. This is exactly how it should be working. My final issue is, Matt, in my opinion, I think that the Dominican people and the island of Dominica is being prostituted because the amount of money that you guys are selling that passport for is not money. That is not considered money. If you have something of value, which is your passport and your nation, and you're selling something, you're going to sell it for skibbles and bits. You don't do it, man. So I totally appreciate and approve Mr. Lennox trying to get a debate with the gentleman. And I think that the Prime Minister should accept this and give the people of Dominica a fair chance to understand what is going on in the island.
Thank you very much from Antigua there. Thank you. 9:08 is the morning time. I have gotten in touch with Mr. Nassif this morning, and yes, he wants to come on and talk. Hello, when we have the time. Hello, talk to me.
Morning, Mark, and morning to your listeners.
Good morning to you.
Yes, that's a very good debate because I believe that the passport belongs to Dominicans, irrespective of what party you support, what church you go to, whether you're fair or dark. The passport is the property of our country. The government is the custodian of our property. And I think Mr. Nassif, who came out in the first letter, now is out again. I think one should ignore Mr. Nassif in the sense that if a country is to go forward in a real way where its people would be educated and benefit from the country's resources and to improve themselves and the family, those who are in our leadership, either in business, in the churches, wherever, have to be fair and balanced. I heard Mr. Nassif made reference to the Antigua Prime Minister and something he said in relation to the whole issue of the passport, and Mr. Gregoire find that was okay. Now the St. Kitts government is doing tremendous promotion across the world, across the region, on how they conduct the business with the CBI program. Now, when Leblanc was premier, then Patrick John, then Oliver Serafin, then Dame Eugenia Charles, then Edison James, then Rosie Dobbs and Pierre Charles, all these people came out and opened their mouth when things were wrong and had no apology in saying it was wrong, and they show a certain level of independence. All of a sudden, these people are biased to one side. I think it would be fair, and the country would appreciate people like Mr. Nassif and others coming out and to put a balance in the program. The opposition leader has a responsibility to engage, to discuss, and to let the Dominican people know what is happening. The government itself is not really active in informing the nation as to what is happening and what the government ways of going. You notice when the Prime Minister is cornered, they come out in a kind of a way to gain sympathy, and all these people like Mr. Nassif comes out and add to his protection. I think it is a mistake that the Prime Minister was invited on the CBS program and did not appear. Because the same with the Antigua Prime, because I applaud the Antigua Prime Minister for coming out there. It is your program, designed by you, administered by you, managed by you. In fact, the Prime Minister himself is a mover and shaker of the passport whole business. And therefore, he should be very bold and open and ready and willing, if there's nothing to hide, to appear on the program. And let the Dominican people know and the world know how we're conducting the program, because we in the Freedom Party are not opposed to the CBI program. What we've always said is that it must be open and transparent, and that the people of Dominica must benefit and they must know. one or two people coming and relying on the passport entirely for their investment. I mean, I see they just launched a program, some hotel thing that they're launching to start soon.
Silver Beach Hotel, yes.
Silver Beach Hotel. I commend them, and I want it to happen. I want it to succeed, and I'm sure the majority of all Dominicans want it to happen. But have you seen these people saying, well, we put so much percent of our own resources, and we are getting so much percent from the passport to realize this investment? No. Their sole purpose, they become an investor, they become a big talker, they become a big initiator, just on passport. Our country can go forward like that. At least you have to have some equity of your own to own the process, to own the initiative, and to have a commitment to it. And this is what people are talking about. You do not see the monies are circulating in the ground, on the ground. You don't see that. I mean, in St. Kitts, their program is so well spread that in Christmas gone by, the Antigua, the St. Kitts, government gave 2 salaries. The St. Kitts national budget is almost $800 million. Ours is under $500 million. That tells you something. And this is what the people of Dominica are saying, that we must move from this little, joking around, top in mud business and move to the higher level. And I thought Mr. Nassif and people like that should be assisting us in this regard. I will ignore him completely. And secondly, somebody spoke about going to Parliament. Mr. Nassif cannot go to Parliament except as a stranger to in the Strangers Gallery, another member of Parliament. You can't bring Tony Asafan to Parliament. It's the members of Parliament who will debate. So if he wants a debate, and Mr. Linton is saying to him, yes, let's have the debate, but bring in the Prime Minister, because, I mean, we want to debate Mr. Linton, Mr. Gregoire. We have been talking about debates over and over, and this government, I remember some years ago, I think in the 90s, we had debates where the Labour Party, the Freedom Party, UWP up here in the same studio. I remember Q was in the one era, and we were there talking on issues. And since these guys come into government, debate end, engagement end, and so forth. And for them to speak to you, you have to be their supporter, you have to be their friend, you have to sing their song, and so forth. And what is good about this passport thing, which I appreciate, it brings out a debate. And now you see everybody's coming out to talk. But those who are defending the Prime Minister must be fair, must say, Mr. Prime Minister, I think, 1, you have this information secrecy. 2, you should appear on the CBS program. 3, the money should be well accounted for. 4, the money should be circulated that every Dominican feel that there is an impact in this program. I mean, you go to Antigua and you see Antigua Airport, which is Chinese connection. You see they have other project with the Petro-Carib deal. In Dominica, what do we have? Housing revolution, plywood houses, and we make a big boost in 2017 about these things. And we cannot remain that way forever. And that's what we're talking about. I think Mr. Nassif and the others must stop defending the Prime Minister. They must show a certain level of independence, a certain level of willingness to see the country go forward, because the country can't be about them alone. When they make their supper, they make their lunch, they make their breakfast, and that is okay. Nobody else must try to do anything else. And I think the caller from Antigua will call and say, in his letter is a disrespectful letter, because you're supposed to address, I'm sure he will not send a letter to Skerrit saying, dear Skerrit. So you have to treat people properly in the country, whether you support their party or not.
All right, caller, thank you very much. We have to go at that point. Good morning, Matt. I agree with Blessings. We are black, and Kalinago are more. We black and Kalinago people are more impressed by wealth and high skin color than we are by the truth. That's a WhatsApp message. Hello, talk to me.
Hello, good morning, Matt.
Yes, sir.
How are you doing, sir?
Good.
Matt, it is very interesting that Gregoire Nassif could come out and defend the Prime Minister on the sales of passports. But, Matt, as Dominicans, we have a bigger picture to look at. You know, DCP was once owned by the Nassif. And recently, Matt, the Prime Minister said that he going to spend $200 million for a Dominican investor to reopen DCP, to re-employ the people at Maho, and to start, shipping soap in 6 months. So, Matt, I think Gregoire Nassif know exactly why he defended the Prime Minister for the sales of passport. So I think that is the bigger picture that we have to watch, because I mean $200 million to reopen DCP. We have to keep our ears on the ground to see who is that investor that's going to get it back. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Of course, I did indicate to you earlier that we spoke. I spoke to Mr. Nassif, and of course, he'll be speaking and telling you just what his response is to that invitation. Again, opened by Mr. Lennox Linton for he and the Prime Minister to appear in the debates. Mr. Lennox is saying basically that he won't appear in the debate with Mr. Nassif if the Prime Minister is not available for that debate. Hello.
Good morning, Matt, again. Sorry.
Yes, quickly.
Sorry for calling back, Matt.
Matt,
are we a naive people in this country? Matt, I hear people talking about Roosevelt's carriage should go on CBS. Matt, Roosevelt's carriage would never go on CBS because of what is involved. Matt, if he had gone, they would take his clothes off. When he get back to Dominica, everybody would ask for his resignation because CBS knows about MB Laxine. They would grill him. Jesus Christ, Dominicans, have a good day.
Have a good day. Hello, talk to me.
Good morning, Matt. How are you?
All right, sir.
Matt, you know, I am not Lennox, and Lennox is not me. But, Matt, you know what? I would have treated Gregor with the kind of contempt that he deserves. Matt, you know what happened in this country, Matt? Matt, what has happened is this. Because they took the lands from the Nassifs at Geneva, Matt, they have now returned with a vengeance that they will not let Dominicans forget that they now want their lands back.
You don't think that you're mixing apples with oranges here? I mean, we're talking about passports. You're going back to lands in Geneva. I don't think that you're mixing apples with oranges?
No, Matt, this is background. You see, everything, Matt, has a beginning and everything has an end. For years, I guess they've been festering because the lands were taken from them. So now they come back with a vengeance and the whole country must pay for that. Now, Matt, this is a family. Matt, this is a family, Matt, the largest recipient of corporate welfare in Dominica, you know, Matt. These are the children of corporate welfare. Now, when Gregor Nassif disrespects Lennox Linton, I have a problem with that. Because I find it is rude of Gregor to address Lennox in the way he did. He is the Honorable Lennox Linton, leader of the opposition, elected by the people. But you see people like Gregor and Ivo and Tony, they will not go up for election because nobody will vote for them, not even dog catchers. But they must belittle the rest of Dominicans. And why, Matt? With dark skin.
I don't know. This is becoming, I would make this a race issue. That's just me. I guess I'm different there. It's 9:20. I don't know if I can make this a race issue. Let's try to stick to the issue before us, which is the CBI passport program. I guess you might have a different opinion, but I'm not going to bring in caller and try to discriminate one against the other this morning. I'm just staying away from that debate there. 9:20. Hello, talk to me.
Good morning, Matt.
Good morning, sir.
Ati Mote.
Ati, how you doing?
Not too bad. I really just want to add to the pot some information so that people on all sides can be aware that if in fact there ends up being a public debate, I think the public needs to be able to assess, the credibility of the various contributions. And
but do you agree with Lennox Linton to bring in the Prime Minister in this debate?
I think it's really imperative. It's really quite puzzling why the main promoter of a program would not agree to sort of be part of a wonderful opportunity to promote and explain and defend a program that he is the prime promoter of. I mean, so hello.
Go ahead, Arthur. Go ahead.
Yeah. So that I mean, it's the same puzzling reaction I had as to why he failed to take advantage of the CBS invitation. So I mean, I really do believe that there is, in fact, an opportunity here being presented by Lennox that the Prime Minister should take advantage of. I remember some years ago, you might recall, that Ivor Nassif, Gregor's brother, debated Gordon Morrow.
I remember.
Right? But Gordon was a private citizen, as was Evo, a private citizen. So that was appropriate. But Lennox is a creature of the Constitution now. He's not just a journalist. He's not just an ordinary citizen. He is the leader of the opposition. And it is appropriate, I believe, given the experience in the Parliament, that Lennox and Roosevelt Skerrit, the Prime Minister, agree to hold a debate, in public, and maybe even subject themselves to questions, not just from the moderator, but from the audience, that would allow for a full ventilation of this critical issue. So, yeah, I do think this is an important opportunity that has been presented by Lennox. Gregor can debate whoever he wishes as a private citizen, but I think it's appropriate, much more appropriate, for the leader of the opposition and the leader of government business to sit at the same table, use the same podium, talk to the same audience in the same time slot. And this is the opportunity that the Prime Minister missed with the CBS 60 Minutes program. I hope he doesn't miss the second opportunity that has now been presented by Lennox. But can I get to...
Yeah, make your point, Arthur, because we have just a few minutes.
I know. The point I wish to make is this. I'm hearing the proponents of the program debate or present the view that, this is not a passport selling program, then this is about investment. I've had a businessman make that point to me directly. But I just want to correct that view, because I'm referring specifically to the Nessman Special Report. That's the group that invited Mr. Skerrit to Arizona as a special feature speaker. Listen to what the Nessman Report says, and this in fact debunks the notion that that there is not a passport selling program. It says, and I go straight to the point. Total costs for a single applicant, the cost of the passport is $130,000. But in exchange for this investment in your future, you receive an exceedingly valuable benefit, a second citizenship and a passport. So it has been characterized in the Nessman Report at this point as an investment. But then on the next page, which is page 2, economic citizenship can be obtained in 2 ways. The first way is through a contribution option. The minimum contribution to qualify for Dominica economic citizenship is $100,000 for a single individual. Then it goes on to say that the second option, and this is the option they keep referring to, is the real estate option, where to apply for citizenship under this option, you must invest a minimum of $200,000. Here's the point I wish to clarify. There is a passport sale option, a direct passport sale option, which is the contribution option, where you don't have to invest in anything in Dominica. You simply have to make a payment of $100,000 and you get a Dominica passport, or you can make an investment of $200,000 in a government-approved project, and you can eventually get your citizenship. So it seems to me that there's an attempt here to, and I heard another promoter of this program trying to make it look like this is an investment program, it's not a passport selling program. It is both a passport selling program and a contribution program. And I believe that it is under the contribution option that they have slipped in the diplomatic passport sale, the sale of diplomatic passports. So it's probably not correct even to say that the diplomatic passport sale is not part of the CBI program, because there is an element of the CBI program described as the contribution option, which allows somebody to simply make a cash contribution and get a passport in return. They can also choose the investment option and make an investment in a government-approved project and eventually end up getting a passport. So that piece of information is really, really important for people to understand, because the proponents of the program are trying to make it look like we are taking issue with it because we're characterizing the program as a passport selling program, when in fact it's an investment program that brings benefit to the country. There are these two elements, and the sale of diplomatic passports is taking place under the contribution option of the CBI program, Matt. You follow what I'm saying?
I am following you, yes.
So the program has made provisions for passports to be sold directly as a commodity, having nothing to do with making an investment that would eventually benefit the country. It's just a direct sale, and that is on page 1 of the Nessman report, which is a 2015 report. And this is the group that invited our Prime Minister to be the feature speaker in Arizona. So this is a group of some high credibility with regards to the Dominica's CBI program. So I just needed to be clear that when you hear people like Gregor or whoever else say, "Oh, we are characterizing this thing as a passport selling," when in fact it's an investment program. It is both. So the program anticipated the need to make provision for the direct sale of passports, which it does, and it is included in the official program. So that is the loophole which is allowing the diplomatic passports to be sold. Finally, Matt, I don't know if you've read Caribbean News Now this morning.
Not yet.
There is a press release that just came out from the Ministry of Defense of Spain, which is alerting to the Latin American Caribbean gap in the security architecture, whereby Caribbean and Latin American citizens, through their ability to move undetected throughout the region and other places, are now being characterized as a direct security threat, because the Ministry of Defense of Spain is now alerting the world to the fact there appears to be plans for direct attacks on the United States based on a fundraising drive that is aggressively underway in the Caribbean and Latin America by Hezbollah and ISIS.
Very, very, very interesting.
You put that together with the observations made by General Kelly and the other gentleman on 60 Minutes, and what do you have? So for these guys to attempt to characterize Lennox's expression of concern and the expression of concern by others of us as being just partisan, political, you don't like the Prime Minister, and so forth, they are missing the boat, and they are not taking account of the bigger picture, which is on our shores, Matt.
Very interesting that you would reveal and break that story this morning from 360 Athi. We will look at it very closely. Of course, coming out of that CBS interview there, you heard this big security guy talking about the threats, and he just pointed it out. It's on our doorsteps, Athi Mate. One more question before you go, because somebody was asking me to ask you, would Athi Mate take on Mr. Nassif, Gregor Nassif, one-on-one? Athi, you there? Athi's gone. Athi Mate, I was about to ask you a question. Maybe I'll get the answer a little later. Hello, talk to me. Yes, but we have to go at this time, but quickly, go ahead.
To finish, what I want to send a message to Scarrett and the people of Dominica. Scarrett, each other country that is selling passports, I would like an answer. Nassif, take a look at Brazil,
But you're breaking up. You're breaking up, my good friend Shillenfeld. Maybe you will ask the question a little later on Talk on the Block. But I said, when I listened to that program of CBS that Sunday night, I underlined this part of the interview. We're coming back to talk to the fans. But listen, I underlined, and now you're just hearing from Matthew Mate, the threats there or the concerns from Spain. Let's listen.
They're not transparent programs. They're not safeguards in place.
Until 2014, Peter Vincent was the top legal advisor for U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, part of the Department of Homeland Security, which he says is well aware of all the vulnerabilities. In fact, the person in line to take over Homeland Security, General John F. Kelly, expressed concern in a report last year that cash for passport programs could be exploited by criminals, terrorists, or other nefarious actors.
Does that present a security threat, do you think? It does. In my opinion, the global community has established a very effective global security architecture to prevent terrorist attacks. I see these cash for citizenship programs as a gaping hole in that security architecture.
A gaping hole in this architectural. Oh boy. Let's talk to, of course, Mr. Louis and my good friend Patrick. How are you doing?
Fine, Matt. I'm saying,
yes, talk to me.
Nobody where you threaten the security as the USA can afford to wait, you know, Matt. They cannot wait. You are a security threat. And I don't know how Afi probably forgot that our Prime Minister said that Dominicans have to choose between a productive enterprise or a passport selling enterprise. And that's what we're doing. He knows that's what we're doing. You don't have to turn it around. The CBS program has just illuminated those facts. And when those facts are out in the open now, they blind you till you want to fight them down. But it's not, you don't have to fight them down. It's of your own making. See how long we've been on Q95, Matt. And from the time we come here, we've been talking about governments investing in agriculture to put agriculture back on its feet. These fellas have gone to the point where they are saying there is no other productive sector they can invest in but to sell passports. What a shame!
But I heard the tourism minister give that to him this morning. He said, well, we're actually thinking of investing more in the tourism industry. He said that this morning.
That's always
and diversified.
That is always a talk, Matt. Because you hang in by a rope. So before you strangle and hang yourself, you have to talk about tourism. Why he not talking about agriculture? That is the safest area of productivity, Matt. That is the safest. That's where you have to invest. That's where you will involve a lot of people who are on the fringes now that are looking in. If they get an opportunity and a reason to plant that.
So you're saying agriculture is the answer?
Yes, they're supposed to know that. In fact, they had a little get together when they invited Louis to Wanzime. And they told Louis in no uncertain terms, tourism is not the answer. They said so. They said agriculture is the answer. And agriculture is everybody's business. They said so on the Anzime gathering. It's not that they don't know, they are misguided. That's what they are. And if Dominicans look at you and tell you, look, sir, you and your party are a pack of misfits and misguided people. You have to listen.
So Patrick, coming out of the discussion, passports for you is not the answer.
No, that's never the answer, Matt. That is like selling what you own, your own citizenship, your own person. That's like selling that. But that is not for sale. Nobody can buy that. Nobody should be able to buy that. This is counterfeit.
Your birthright being sold.
Yes, your birthright. your very birthright is being sold under you, and you don't even know who they're selling to, how much passports they have sold. You don't know, and they are selling diplomatic passports, Matt. I can say that without any hard evidence, but I can see the trend. If you can talk about a factory of passports, well, the factory producing all kinds of things, Matt. Diplomatic passports and other kind of investment passports. That's what it's doing. You have gotten yourself in a hole, in a fix. Look, man, a lot of the people in Dominica know what is happening, you know. They say in effect, but there is nothing for me. There is nothing in that for me. You sell, you control the money, and you do what you want with it, even to fund political gatherings and rallies and movements. Come on, Matt. That's out of it. That's not in it at all. We here on the agricultural program are here to remind you, like the fella in Calypsonian in Marigot told you, we have to come back to the soil. Do what you want, jump high, jump low. You must come back to the soil.
Soul Post.
Yeah, Soul Post. Thank you, Soul Post, for that song. Ian Patiron must have written that.
Good morning. Let's talk to Mr. Louis. Good morning, Mr. Louis.
Hi, Matt Petcher. Good morning, sir.
How you doing?
I just listening to you all. Sometimes I can't.
Happy New Year to you. I don't know if I've seen you since. Yes.
Patrick done you too, because I think
Patrick Delany, not Patrick John.
John Delany. You can call me John Delany. My mother was John, you know.
Okay.
My mother was Elsie John Delany.
All right.
Yeah, so you can call me Patrick John Delany.
Okay.
I'll accept it.
All right, we'll do that.
I met Mr. Telemark already. I greet Randy, so I supposed to give him
yes, we were supposed to.
Because of this situation, I heard about
the road.
Burning the road, so I said keep it still. Matt, good morning, and you have a nice New Year. It seems, Matt. But Matt, I believe you have a lot of work.
Yeah.
Matt, you have a lot of work.
You filled with work.
You haven't been well, you know. I don't see where you're going wrong yet.
With work.
But you have a lot of work. I hope you'll succeed to go through it.
I will try.
And don't confuse yourself. Keep
focused
as possible.
Thank you, sir.
And before I go any further, let me say good morning to Mr. Lennox Linton, knowing that he rises and he's a star, not only to Dominicans, but to the Caribbean region, and maybe sooner internationally, a star of international status. Lennox Linton. God bless you, sir. Have a good day. Have no fear. Now, Matt, let me say good morning to my listeners who are missing me. How many weeks I have been there free?
About?
Matt, they want to cut my neck. I don't know why, Matt. You have to help me. Everybody want to listen to me. My listeners in Canada, my listener in America, many states, my listener in England. Good morning to you all. That is the international body. And then my Dominican people and the Caribbean, good morning to you all. Have a happy, although the year to open us in St. Lucia and Dominica are happy in the Caribbean. But nevertheless, I wish you all a happy and a successful New Year. God bless you all. Now, let me say also, condensely, although the man who died, I did work for Dr. Iriki. It is a sad situation. I would ask her to bear it patiently. Sometimes things turn sour unexpectedly to us. We have to accept it. There's a God above who knows exactly why and when those things will occur. Our missing brother in Kulibistri, let me also encourage the family who are going to a trend that is difficult to assess, and nobody knows presently what happened to this man. 68 years old heavyweight man, maybe 230 or 235 pounds man, disappeared and nobody can know whereabout.
So no sight of him?
Nobody.
Nothing?
Nobody. I live in the village and I had all kind of stories. But this is speculation and we cannot know. You don't see the man, you don't see the body, you don't anything. But nobody knows. May God bless you all and be very courageous. Now, another thing I want to say, I want to quote a scripture, if you don't mind. The Apostle Paul said in Philippians, for me to live is Christ, and to die is gain. There's a spiritual implication to that. For me to live is Christ, and to die is gain. But I love that was a scripture. Because you see, living for Christ, it is the most important things in life that a man can find. Hugh McPelty, Patrick Deloney, Prime Minister Kerry, Lennox or leader of the opposition, Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. We're missing the mark and we fail to realize that to live is Christ. That is eternity. It's because eternity, eternal value. And to die is the icing on the cake, the death of the righteous. You glorify. When a believer died, he is glorified. Just as Romans 8 tells us, whom he called, he justified. Whom he justified, he sanctified. And whom he sanctified, he glorified. That is the end of it all. May God bless Dominica. And there are many more to come.
All right, let me just say here, and just by the way of the farmers, we want to say our deepest sympathies to a prominent farmer, Mr. Hesketh Esprit, who was found at his home in Bells, I think earlier this week. Our condolences to his family and the community of Bells. So a big farmer in the Bells community.
My man, one of my mentors.
Oh, you know him well?
Oh, yes. Mr. and I, we are together. We are the most pineapple orange on the island. Hesketh and I. The most pineapple orange on the island. We have the most.
Hesketh Esprit.
Yes, Hesketh, sorry. He's a man of ability, hard-working man. He don't look back. He just push and walk. And he was a hunter too. He was my boy.
Well, our deepest sympathies.
Condolence and sympathy.
Okay. Patrick, of course, you can make your own input.
I have been taking in Mr. Louis, and I love his quotations.
You revere Mr. Louis.
Yes, I love his quotations and his lessons. Mm-hmm. And I have to add to that. Okay. You see, Matt, a lot of people believe in that. We're not under the curse and the wrath of God. We are. Except you believe in Christ. Because he said, God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him shall not perish, but shall have eternal life. But the rest are under a curse. The whole world is under a curse, Matt. This is why you see all this pestilence, all these diseases, and all these kinds of things happening to us. Recently, there in the few weeks I wasn't there, this virus thing attacked me, you know, Matt. I don't know what name they have for this virus thing.
Which one is that?
But that doesn't joke.
Or the cold?
No, it's not a cold, no, Matt. It holds you and it seizes you, and wherever it gains a footing, it has a hold on that, and you actually feel sometimes you go in, you know, Matt. But I have faith in Christ. My belief is in Christ. I'm saying, oh gosh, I don't know how this thing come on me, but Christ will take care of me. Only now it's pretending to leave. It hasn't left yet. It hasn't left yet, and it holds me in my respiratory tract.
But you're not allowing it to take control.
No, it cannot take control, man. It cannot.
Okay.
Cannot.
And I want to say hi to Spot Rap.
Okay, you mean your Ozzy Luis and his guys.
Ozzy Luis and Sibo Sebastian and then Mr. Loblack. I mean, they give me too much praise. I don't believe I deserve those praises, but they lifted me up so high.
Okay.
I cannot imagine that a man riding the Mr. Louis supposed to be lifted up by those top man on the island.
But let me ask you that, Mr. Louis. I mean, we just entering the new year here. Any, light in the tunnel for the farmers of Dominica? Is there good news ahead? Is there things happening for the farmers?
Matt, you see, listen, Matt, I am a deep thinker, I see things far.
Right.
And I even stopped making prediction here because everything I said here, I see it fulfilling. Let me make mention of one.
Right.
I said early in this program, Dominica is full of evil spirit. And you can see it manifesting itself. Right? That's just one. Right? Matt, that question asked there, it is not a hard question. But it is vast. It is vaster than you and me. And the world. Because farming, let us not use farmer, but farming is the biggest industry and is the biggest professional in the entire world. I don't know whether those educated people will accept that. Because they are engineers and doctors, this or that and that. I don't know. But my assessment in farming is the biggest industry and is the biggest professionals in the entire world. And Mr. Trump was supposed to know that. The whole world is supposed to know that. Are you with me?
But are you optimistic, Mr.
I am always. That is why I use in that. I'm always. I'm not a pessimistic man.
Okay.
No. It's forward I go in. And my motto is never give up.
You seen light in the tunnel?
Oh yes. I seen great light. And my personal way, I seen a bigger light maybe than all Dominicans. Sorry to say that, that's a big word, eh? Because all Dominicans.
But how soon, Mr. Louis? Because we've been hearing that talk for a while. How soon you expect things to happen for the farmers?
Matt.
Yes.
Our government, this president lost track.
Oh, okay. So he's not under that government?
No. They lost track. They lost every track, every traction that there was to be a grip forward. They lost that. They were moving on smooth tire. And there.
So no grip there?
No grip. And we won. Today, you can remember one time I asked for $150 million for a drug start in agriculture, and people take me to task, as into a joke. Today I hear people asking for more.
Yes, they must ask for more.
And what they're asking for is not even a drug start. It's not enough. It goes so far back. So far back. It is so destructive that I do not know where that going can grip to understand. I was in a forum in Fortune Hotel, and Minister of Tourism said at that time that if you have $1, I put it in tourism and not on farming. What tourism bringing for us, Matt? They go to the vendors by the road, by the bridge this morning, and after the day is over, ask them how much money they make for the day. Some of them don't make a 50 US, some of them make a 25 US, some of them is blank. That is the kind of tourism that can bring development to Dominica. No hotel occupancy, all the hotels scratching their fingernails. Huh? You go there, you can ask, do you have a mango? Do you have an orange? Do you have a grapefruit? Do you have a guava? Do you have a cocoa pod? Nothing, just a zip. You believe that bring anything to us? Huh?
Yeah.
Is that the way forward for agriculture? No, unless we go back to the drawing board and train our taxi driver. For that matter, I can arrest them, you know. I can call police for them, you know. They trespass my property. Taking whatever they are taking. For that, even my cocoa pod they are taking. To give their people. Huh? Whereas if I have to sell a cocoa pod for a tourist, it's $250 US or $200 US. Eh? Because they like to suck the seed of the cocoa. But a taxi driver, instead to stop them, look a field of cocoa, it is explain to them what it is, let them taste it. And for us to make $1, they go in the field and take it for them. I witness speaking to you. But Matt, I have a lot to say. But I will leave that because I believe by the grace of God I'll continue to be here. Because I want to warn the government, and if they are not listening, I'll take them to court.
There's something I want to add to all this, you know, matter, particularly in agriculture. I was saying more than 2 years ago, I told the government, look, I don't want to hear that bananas are in difficulty, and as a result of bananas being in difficulty, agriculture is in difficulty. I said there are short-term crops you can invest in and target your markets in the Caribbean. And I mentioned 4 crops: corn, peanuts, red beans, and soya beans. And all these things a man can eat at his home. That's why I was targeting that, because that has a dual purpose. And I was saying all you have to do is revise the Huckster trade. The people who go to Antigua, ask them how they do it.
Where are the boats? Where are the boats?
Where the boats are there, man, sitting in Portsmouth. You will hear the Minister Ian crying about that all the time. The boats are there in Portsmouth sitting down with no business to do.
Let's take a few phone calls, Patrick. We have a few more minutes. Hello.
Matt, good morning.
Yes, quickly.
I would like to ask Mr. Louis if he thinks it's a priority to build a road with the BAM money from Syndicate to wherever, rather than on through the top of Salisbury and facilitate the powers. And I'm wondering why Mr. Skerritt would make such a decision. Does Mr. Louis...
We wrap it up. Hello.
Hello, Matt. Good morning.
Yes, the Minister of Agriculture. Former, under the United Workers' Party.
All Dominicans.
Mm-hmm.
Matt, Mr. Louis is right. When United Workers' Party left office, we had a $96 million approved for development for agriculture. $96 million to start drawing down in 2000, year 2000. That disappeared. I don't know where to see it. Matt, but the biggest hurt I had since I'm involved in agriculture, which is from a child, is when I heard our ambassador to the United States said, if they want us to go and dirty our hands. Matt, that's an indictment on the government of Dominica. Since agriculture has been our foundation of our development, and for government to call agriculture the dirtying of your hands. Not Dominica has a lot of water, we can wash our hands, but agriculture is the future of Dominica. And that, thank you and good morning.
Thank you and good morning. Gentlemen, you have to wrap it up. I'm going to ask a big question for next week. Where is agriculture? Right. Where are we going? Okay. Is that fine? Would you be able to give me some answers on that,
We'll
Mr.?
talk about it.
We need some data.
Yeah.
We need to find out what's going on.
We'll talk about it. That is why I said I might have to take the government to... There is a new court open there by a man by Marigot. What is his name again? Thomas? Lawyer Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
Yes? I might go to him to find out when you tell people not to trespass your land, whether they have a right to trespass your land.
Patrick, let me get the final comments and we'll continue.
Yes, Matt.
With
As
the
you
big
know,
question going forward.
As you know, my sentiments are forever with agriculture. And jump high, jump low, Matt, we must go back to the soil. No matter at what point we go back, we have to go back. This is why, I was suggesting to the government that you get farmers to plant those short-term crops. It only takes 3 months in the soil, Matt, for you to get a result. And you can diversify your farm with all these crops or plant one at a time. But they're not listening, they're not thinking, so they can't see. They cannot see what I'm saying, Matt. I'm an agriculturist. I worked in the Aid Bank as a development officer for years, and they're still not listening. Nobody knows me to be talking nonsense, Matt. Nobody that talks to you about me will say Pato talking nonsense. Never happen. It's always a positive thing I give.
Well, let's continue the positive talk next week. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you.
Everything needs the soil to survive. Without it, no industry can ever thrive. So we must embrace agriculture before we promote tourism. I say everything has its place. It's time and it's season. As the world economy continues to fall, tourist boats will change the ports of call. Then guess what? Jump high, jump low. We must go back to the sun. Jump high, jump low. We must go back to the soil. But no roads for the farmers to access to their lands here in the nature island of the Caribbean. The agriculture ministry is the bedrock of misery. Today we have turned our backs on the land. The foolish man builds his house upon the sand. But there was a time when we were proud of our agricultural exports. Now we are ashamed because we black marketing our passports. But we must embrace agriculture before we promote tourism. I say everything has its place. It's time and it's season. As the world economy continues to fall, soon the tourist boats won't come at all. Then guess what? Jump high, jump low. We must go back to the sun.